Welcome back to episode 91 of the City Podcast. City Podcast is
Acronym.
A podcast.
Sure for Can I Trust You. I'm your host Tony, and I'm here with
Roman.
and
Amy.
B Plus Man. Coming
And
at
your
the end.
boy Eric.
Hate that boy.
Mark had to do live stuff, so he probably join us next week.
Life stuff? Life.
Life.
Oh, okay, I thought he was live. I was like, damn, he's doing messenger.
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation. I can't speak. You know what's funny? Because I mumble a lot, and I hear my voice, and I know I have a high-pitched voice.
Like a bitch.
I don't know why I chose, podcasts to be one of my hobbies.
I don't know.
Because you had it into your
And
heart.
I'm an introvert, too, so I don't have any stories to tell.
I mean.
And then I realized I have basic, likes for everything. And
Totally
trash
basic.
And my opinions are always wrong.
Yeah.
B+
You're wrong.
B plus says that you're an A plus in basic.
Damn.
Yeah, you're overachiever in basic, but everything else, you're fucking. If E was an actual grade, you'd be an E, because you're not failing. You're just
I'm a D.
No, you're an E.
Oh, you're just excellent. No, isn't that E is good?
Oh, go straight to F. E is like kindergarten, like excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you actually have the
you
S.
got excellent and
It was excellent. Then it was S.
satisfactory, yeah.
And then it was
NS. Not satisfactory.
Probably just like the high fived you.
Yeah.
Good try.
That's
what they did.
The smiley face, the straight line.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, he's doing alright.
You got a frowny face.
Fuck it. NA. Not applicable.
You remember when gold stars and smiley faces were the thing to get in school?
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. But I always end up getting just the fucking man face. He's good at class, but he's sucks at social interaction.
The genius teachers are the ones. I don't know if you ever had one that had a trip to the prize box.
Oh yeah, and then they had the
People
candies
got
and the
rowdy
toys.
about that shit. Like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get a trip to the prize box.
Dude, my niece made a business out of that.
Oh really?
So her school has called school dollars. Like if you get good in tests and you on time and all that, right? They give you school books, and you could end up wasting them or not. So what she does is she collects all her school books, and she gets a whole bunch of snacks from the teacher.
Damn.
And then she's like, "Who wants a snack? A quarter." And she comes home and is like, "Where'd you get all these quarters from?" She's like, "Doing good at school."
Your niece is probably very good, but that's also the beginning story of every drug dealer on the planet.
Hell yeah.
They're like, I sold snacks on the playground.
Oh hell no, dude!
And then I realized that people always come back if you have Coke.
I already know that.
You're kind of not wrong, because that's what I used to do, and I ended up being a drug dealer for a little bit.
I already know that one of my nephews is gonna be a thug, the littlest one. I already told my sister, he's like, you better get a good lawyer. You better save up to bail him out, because he looks like a thug. He's like, you have a little thug, so he's like, no one talks about my mama. You get, ooh.
You told my mama I was gonna be a thug, Tony, bitch.
I already told him to his face, he's like, man, because he likes playing with guns, and he holds it sideways.
Oh no.
And he's like, what's up? I was like, yo.
I heard recently that toy guns aren't allowed to be black anymore.
No, they're not.
Oh, for
That's
real?
why you see all.
No more.
That's why you see all the Nerf guns and all those dollar stores brown.
Too many people were getting
What about a 6-shooter? Can it be silver?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They can't be realistic guns.
They color it like a bright orange. Or
Yeah,
bright
because they did that in steps. Before, you could buy any fucking gun, and it would just be a black gun, and it was whatever. Then they started doing the orange tips, and then they figured out that's not enough. So they started doing.
Cops get real scared of those orange tips.
Yeah, they thought it was maybe a
cops get
laser
scared if you
pointer
have
or
a
something.
Bag of Skittles. So isn't that what that kid had?
Yeah.
I think so. Or a phone.
Yeah.
Dude, the cops
your
have
name
been
is
crazy
Jamal.
here in town.
I don't think it's just in town. I think it's
No, I mean,
kind of nationwide.
what was it? Friday? Friday I went out, and I don't know what it is about the rain that just makes people stupid when they drive.
Yeah.
I love driving in the rain. I love the rain. I like driving in the rain, but I hate people that don't get scared. Either they're rushing or they do the slowness.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn! But the cops were stopping everybody from on 410. I went up the access road, and almost in every single exit, there was a cop giving a ticket to someone. I was like, I guess they're filling up their quota.
They be crazy.
And then I saw
not to
Omen.
mention everybody like drivers in San Antonio fucking suck. Period.
Yeah. I saw some old man get
That
so.
is different from Midland to here. In Midland, people do drive better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because so many of them had CDLs
Oh.
and they had to watch out for their shit.
Yeah.
But I get super stressed driving in San Antonio. Super stressed.
That's right. You get strikes on your license. You can't be a professional driver, right?
Yeah. Tickets show up when like you're applying for a job and stuff.
Oh shit.
Mhm.
I feel bad because I saw an old man get doused in water. You know how you rush the little puddle
Oh yeah.
at the bus stop. I was like, man, and you could tell that little car did it on purpose. Like, God, people are dicks.
I kind of go out of my way to not do that.
Yeah, I mean, I see a big puddle and I see like people walking or something.
Yeah.
I slow down a little bit.
I either slow down or I just get into the next lane. So
And I was like, man, but people are dicks.
I take a look at who's at it. I don't douse kids and elderly people or disabled people.
But
But if you're a fat bitch or a gay looking emo boy, you know you're gonna get it.
Me and Roman had this conversation on Denny's. All right, say you go to the strip club, and you got titties in your face. Do you complain about them titties?
Complain like, what do you mean?
Like weird shape or
No, probably not.
like nipple size or what was it? What was John complaining about? Flapjack titties?
yeah, he doesn't like flapjack titties. And I was like, you're just not doing it right. You gotta fucking grab them and just fucking slap your face a
I
little
don't think
bit.
you can do that.
'Cause
I mean,
I told,
it depends on.
Paradise, you can.
Yeah, it depends on.
I told these guys, I go, hey, let's go eat. And I told John, let's go to the fucking strip club, steak. And he's like,
Okay,
nah.
okay. I gotta interject here because you always say this. You're always like, "Let's go to the strip club."
No, but I was there.
But-
I was at Dragons and I told John, steak at the strip club. Because he's been saying, yeah, I'll go with you whenever you want. And I was like, hey, it was just me and you because you were still at work.
Yeah.
Eat something.
Yeah, I was just.
And
yeah,
he had
that's
told me that my brother just didn't want to get out of the house.
Hey.
So I was like, it's just me and you. So go grab him. He's like, no, because I'm on the other side. I was like, all right, whatever. So we decided.
Okay, but
eat
yeah,
Denny's, right?
yes, but I'm not.
Shouts
I'm not
out to
talking
Denny's
about.
for making good burgers.
I'm not talking about just this time. It's like almost every time, like you're out, you're like, "Hey, man, let's go out. Let's go to the strip club." And then here's the thing: you gotta have like some money to go to a strip club,
A little
and
bit.
we never have money.
Eric always has money.
No, you don't. You have a credit card, and they don't fucking do that.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you we should have done? We're gonna be those creep dudes that just pay the cover pad and just sit there and stare and be like, okay.
Can you use a credit card at the strip club?
I wouldn't advise it. Supposedly all the
You
all
could
those
turn.
videos
You
are
could.
about to do.
You could pay your entrance, but mostly you get the ATM and you pull out money.
But that's the thing. Is just like,
But the
we
fee
just,
on
we just
the
don't have
thing
money.
is like
all right?
$5, so you.
But then
Your argument was like, Tony, you wouldn't find something to complain about at the strip club. I was like, dude, you can't complain about titties in your face.
and then I started saying like,
You'll complain about not having them in your face.
but
Maybe-
you'll complain about like the chairs. So like then you'll go to like
They have the couches.
exactly the lap dance couches,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna be the guy that's just like, oh god, like I don't want to get up.
can't
So
get up.
so let me just fucking keep paying $20 to get lap dances and be
Yeah,
like,
Then being poor. Just
yeah,
like,
and then you're just like, I don't even
comfortable.
want the lap dances anymore. I just want to sit here.
How much to rent the couch for 2 hours?
So that's the whole thing.
But
It's
yeah,
like,
you was thinking I would complain about the girls. Man, you can't complain about naked girls around
I
you.
can think of something you could complain about.
The stench.
Bad breath.
I told him the smells where you complain about, but shape, size,
But even then, you probably get over it, maybe.
like skin color. and
unless
shit.
she was straight up like.
Well, half the time they
halitosis.
Yeah.
But to be
Ooh.
fair, these strippers are professionals, sir. So they have
Some
a
of
changing
them.
and a shower area in the back. So they brush their teeth, they put on their makeup, and they douse themselves in lotion and or things that make them spray fragrances. So the smell
Yeah.
won't be there.
But
They
again,
give you
fragrances
a
only go so
spritz.
far. If you're like naturally just smelly,
Yeah, I
then
mean, they're working.
that it's just gonna be worse.
That's
If you-
one
well, I
smelly
mean-
bitch.
if you sweaty and you stinky,
Yeah.
That's why there's fucking strip clubs always really cold.
Anyways, but
Yeah,
It makes perky nipples and it keeps them from sweating.
my argument.
But they don't even have. They can't even be topless. They have to use pasties now.
They're still topless.
Really?
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
to. You have to use pasties
Oh, no,
in
not
San Antonio.
pasties. That waxy shit. Looks like wax.
You're kidding me.
No, it's
Well,
well, I
in-
mean
in
pasties.
town-
Even
in
at the
town-
BYOB ones.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
No, well,
No. It depends. It depends.
Yes.
I remember.
No,
I
yeah.
remember.
like
when
Rick's Cabaret. Don't go there. It sucks.
I remember
It's like
when I was
$20
doing
and then-
deliveries and stuff that some of them were topless, but they couldn't do bottomless. But then if you were like BYOB, you could be like fully nude.
Yeah, if you're outside like a certain limit, it's only in San Antonio. Because I heard Austin, you can do whatever you want. And the farther you
know.
get from San Antonio,
I don't know. I think
It's
that
more like inside
I
inner
think
city.
Just a city
Like the
orange.
Gentleman's
I
Club, you
think-
could. The pasty thing is like all around, but
All
then
around
they were
Texas?
just people were just like, "What's the use of going to a strip club if you can't see titties?" So because it used to be like super opaque fucking pasties, but then they went to the more transparent ones where pretty much you see the nipple, but you gotta see the outline of like a waxy paper or something like that on there.
that's why strippers let touch them in San Antonio.
They
I'm
don't.
pretty
They don't let
sure.
you touch it.
I'm
They-
pretty sure.
on
Who
a
did
bunch of
that?
them.
When did that happen?
a few
It
years.
was like in like mid '90s, kind of like mid to late '90s.
I don't think it was that early. I think it was like honestly because I remember it
No, I
maybe.
couldn't have possibly been in the 90s because when I did deliveries for that Chinese restaurant, I would deliver to strip clubs, and I would see through the door and they would be naked. I mean, they'd have bottoms on.
Maybe you were watching through the changing room, Nate.
Oh, maybe. I don't
You're
know.
seeing things you're not supposed to be seeing.
I got your egg rolls.
Yeah. No,
I got these eggs. Roll.
you see, but I was telling Roman, you can't complain when there are half naked women around you. Just enjoy it, right? And I don't think anybody would be like, man, damn titties
But-
are not right. And then John goes, yeah, you can. And he
Yeah.
started naming everything that's wrong with the not perfect titties.
Yeah, John is like
Gay.
way too picky for a guy that ugly. Like, well, come on. I've been his fucking friend for like 15 years. All
It's
right.
true, dude. This guy's standards are.
Yeah, they're way too high.
And then we
Like
start-
he's like they have to be like perky. Like the titties have to be perky. Like they have to be outies.
So,
But she can't have an outie belly button, or
Yeah.
it's like a done deal.
They can't be too fat because he doesn't
Oh,
want
wait,
a fat chick.
hold on.
Think of it this way.
so he's gonna like 3D print a girl one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they can't like they can't have
Crazy
meat
amount of
curtains.
bush.
They can't have a bush like at all.
What do you think about belly buttons? Does it matter?
Who gives a fuck?
I told him.
Yeah.
He's the only guy that actually cares about that. I don't know why.
Because he has this image of the girl he wants, right? And I told Roman, you know what? I'm getting to a certain age. It doesn't matter how a girl looks like, as long as they're not stinky, and you know you can have a general conversation with her.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, eventually, girls when they get to like maybe 30 something, they think they're going on downhill. Like their looks are fading and shit.
They got
So
it on
so
my jammies.
yeah. So they that.
Self confidence lowering.
Snap him up.
And I told John, you know that between the ages of 18 to 30, let's say 35, that's a girl's like whole face. It's like they think it's like the best they're gonna look, so they go out and get what they get from it.
I wouldn't say that's their whole phase. When they get older, they get much more fucking sex hungry.
Oh, anyway, that was my and I told and John's like, you're right. You know, you try and look someone around your age, they're already gonna have kids. They're already gonna have all these numbers behind them. So he wants to find a girl his age, so close to 30, with no kids,
Nope.
and her sexual partner numbers have to be really low,
Nope.
like really low.
Pretty much he wants a virgin.
Yeah,
She has-
but John's numbers. I'm not saying they're high, but
There's more than what should be.
there's probably more
it's
than
a
what
double
there should be.
standard, though.
Exactly.
Like the more girls a guy has,
He wants
yay
a
for
church
him.
girl.
Church girls are hypocrites though. But
To
you're
be,
probably right.
to be fair, John, I think, wants a chick that has a dick.
Yeah.
I told
And
him.
a sweet pair of balls.
That's how we
Like a vagina, but with sweet balls.
That's how we ended the conversation. I go, hey man, John, your standards for girl are so picky, and you want like this perfect girl that doesn't exist, but you look up to a guy, you're like, he could get it.
Yeah, I that's what I told him. I told him like, you're so picky about women, but like when it comes to a dude, he'd be like, oh yeah, I'd blow him. And I'm like, what?
So we decided he was probably
Pretty much, John and I are like the super opposite.
A vagina
Yeah.
bearded
Yeah.
by balls.
Pretty much, he has high standards for girls, low standards for dudes. I got no standards
For women.
for women. With dudes, Brad Pitt.
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, Eric will not settle for anything less than Brad Pitt.
But
I need someone that can hold me tight.
I don't
I'm
know if he
getting
can hold
older,
you.
so I can't be picky with women.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts of that? Are you still like really choosy and picky about how like appearances and how a girl
I'm not
lives her life?
choosy about appearance at
No.
all. I'm choosy about brain.
Yeah, you can't have a really.
If I can't hold a
Spacey
conversation
girl,
with
yeah.
you, like
That's key though, because
it's rough.
after the looks are gone and you get the fucking everything out of the way, you have
But-
end up with a girl with a conversation.
One day I'm
Simple,
gonna be.
you just fucking leave her and get another one. Boom.
One day, you're a man or a woman. You're both gonna be very old and unattractive and move slow.
I'm already unattractive.
Doesn't matter if you got the hottest girl in the world. She's gonna get old. You're gonna get old.
You're
Shit's
gonna
gonna
get nice
fall.
and pruny and wrinkly.
Better hope you can read a book together or some shit.
You have to have some kind of conversation,
Yeah.
right, Skills? You're right. But anyways, that was the shit that was in my head since yesterday. Because we're like, man, we're having all these conversations. Like, dude, I bet you this would have been really good on the mic. But, you know, John won't join us to get his part of like, nah, bro.
Pull out the cell phone.
I told him, he's like, hey, send a message, talk. He's like, nah, ain't for me no more.
Yeah.
Oh, John.
Anyways. But I heard you had some things you want to talk about, Nate.
Oh, well, I mean, Roman said, I had two things I told him the other day, and he was like, oh, you should tell the guys and see what they think.
Yeah.
What are these two things?
Two, well, one, I think you guys got a good podcast.
Oh.
Thank
I
you.
like being a guest on it.
Yay.
Sweet.
You're more than a guest. I told you, you're the member. You're part of the city crew.
Oh, that's true. Oh.
You're the sixth man
You're the
in this
you're
seven-man
the,
team.
you're the
Nah,
other
he's
guy.
the fifth man, like everybody else flaked out. So
But what I was saying to him, I was like, hey, would you ever consider, like, changing your numbering first? And, like, once you guys get a good rhythm going, okay, season 2, episode 1.
So he's saying like
okay.
Because maybe you tell people about the podcast or whatever, and they get on the iTunes and they go, episode 97? I gotta catch up on 96 of these? Or I gotta keep going.
And they're all
from
an hour
97,
long.
And I don't know what they're talking about.
Mhm.
And I'm just, those are my thoughts. What if someone
So
just saw
instead of-
season
instead
2, episode 1, maybe they'd be like,
So I guess instead of putting the long number of like 100 episodes, cut them in seasons.
So the binge doesn't look like a long binge. It
Yeah.
looks more like
well, you just go season 2, episode 1. If they're like, go to 2, go to 3, and maybe one day they go back and listen to the other ones. But
What's
they
a
don't
good-
have to. They don't have to feel
By
like.
the way, when I went to the con, fucking saw somebody there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, man, listen to the thing," and I was like, "Oh shit, you actually listen to it?"
I told you, people
I'm
come up to
surprised.
me and they're like, "Hey, I listen to your podcast." I was like, "You do?"
But I mean,
To be fair, he said he hasn't watched. He hasn't heard the latest ones, but he's like, "Y'all putting out videos too?" I was like, "Yeah, man, fucking
Well, we used to put up
moving
videos.
on up."
yeah, that's a
think
weird
about
one.
a show, whatever. Someone says, "Hey, this show's really good,"
Mm.
and then you see the show's on episode 98.
One
Okay,
Piece.
okay.
Are
One
you
Piece
gonna-
is like that.
Okay, when you did One Piece, did you start on episode 99, or did
I
you go back
started
and
One
watch
Piece since 1. But I told people, hey man, you guys should watch One Piece. And he's like, what episode are you in? 1,000 something? And he's like, nope, can't do that.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. That's different with podcasts than with other forms of media. It's just like, do people really binge podcasts?
I think
Like
so.
from one
I
to
think
like.
Well, it depends on the podcast.
I guess
Okay.
maybe I'm proving myself wrong then, because
No, you're
I
right.
have
I've
gone
heard it.
into
I've
like
heard-
episode 200 or something, and then gone back and listened to the rest of them. But
Okay.
That's if you like the podcast. But I see, as a selling point, I know you're trying to hear, like, hey man, they're on season 3, episode 7. And really it's like 100th episode. But
yeah,
if you tell them, it's like, oh yeah, they're only like 3
2
episodes
episodes
in.
in on
It's
whatever.
like, oh yeah, I'll start from season 3, and if I like it, I'll go back to season 1.
It at least makes people feel organized in their brain.
What's a good number though for a season?
I don't know.
20 episodes.
20 episodes?
25 episodes. Boom. For
Well, you do it weekly. So
anime style.
if you literally wanted to do the season, you do it weekly. There's 4 months, so it'd be 4, 8, 12, 16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be like? I would think at a certain point that would be more
Oh, yeah.
off-putting. Like
Could be
it's
season
like,
10, episode 1.
yeah, season 10, episode 3. You're like, I gotta go to like.
I could see that, sure.
So my whole
But
thing
either
is
way,
like,
people get put down by numbers. I was thinking of getting rid of numbers completely, and just City Podcast and our title, and people listen to it. They listen to it. They go
The way
back and
I
listen
see
to
it
it.
in like some YouTube things, like they have like the episode name or the name of the podcast,
City Podcast,
then-
Ants in My Pants.
and then
There
they
you go.
like and then they have
But-
like special guests like that. Not your mom's podcast.
yeah,
I was like your mom's podcast with fucking I don't know comedian Bill Burr.
yeah.
And then they
But-
was like cool.
But I mean, they always put a number. Like I like the number just to like
As an intro.
more not even as an intro, more as like organization. Because at a certain point, you're gonna have so many episodes that are just named this, and if you want to like maybe reference a episode, it's gonna be like it's much easier to say, oh, episode 42 instead of like episode.
I think it was called Your Mom's Dick Lax.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I like the number thing, and then I'm a sucker because like I like comic books and shit like that, and I'm a sucker for
You like the
legacy
comic
numbers.
books?
Yeah, but
Like,
then
episode-
I told you that I said the same thing though, is because then you get to do the thing of like
The hipster
if you're in
thing.
season 4, episode 20,
Yeah.
you get to do the comic book thing of like, no, it's actually episode 400.
Yeah, because they do that too, right? They're like,
Yeah,
they're like, yo, like you go from issue 38, and it's like, oh, the fucking 500 episodes
You know what?
coming out.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe coming from comic books and stuff. I hate numbers. They confuse me. I just want someone to give me the next one every time.
But here's the thing: it's not confusing if they don't make different volumes, and
That's
that's
true.
like seasons. Because when you restart it, that's when you get pissed off. Because how many Amazing Spider-Man number ones have there been? At least 4.
2,200,000.
At least 4 different volumes.
Probably 4 just in 4 years.
So there you go. Like that's what becomes a problem.
Yeah.
But like, say something with like Action Comics, it just hit its 1,000th. Like it's the first 1,000th
Comic.
issue.
But
comic.
then it's like not even really the 1,000th because it's like there's a number
See,
lost here. And there
That's
was a
why I don't like
number lost.
numbers, because we had this argument where
Discussion.
discussion.
All right, it
where,
turned into an argument.
Our 100th episode's coming, right?
Huh.
But it's not really our 100th episode, because before we actually uploaded and started this, we did a couple of test ones and we lost them from my old computer. So those would have been like 1 or 2, but we started count on the ones we actually uploaded. And then there's been some where not everybody shows up and it's just me and Roman trying to fill up, so we don't miss an episode. But it's not truly like a full episode, but we still count it. So that 100th episode.
Why wouldn't you
It's-
count it when it's just you and Roman?
Oh, because it was just us explaining why nobody was here. Sometimes it was like, hey guys, we're sorry. Not everybody could show up.
But
and
even
shit like
then,
that.
it was a shorter episode, but it was still an episode because we
If
still
you-
did
if
our
you-
own thing.
If you kept it past
Like,
30 minutes, that's an
But
episode.
but here's the thing. Like with what you're saying, is that oh shit, I forgot what you were saying. Go on.
Oh no,
It'll
but you
jog
see,
my memory.
those things and how many years we've been on is different. Because we started on YouTube, right? We started uploading free for YouTube. And then we're like, oh man, we had to get out of YouTube. So we started doing SoundCloud. So SoundCloud has a different starting point than YouTube. So when you want to celebrate, how you do, like, oh, you've been here for 2 years, 3 years, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's different. And you have to choose where you want to be. So numbers get messy.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing. Why and this is one of the things that I've always questioned about you. Why are you so stuck on those ones that were just unreleased?
Are
Because
they unreleased completely?
yeah,
Yeah,
like
they're all-
Then you have
like
to forget about them.
exactly, like it does not matter
We were
because
trying them out
because
see how
those-
that switchboard
those-
worked and everything.
Because the
else.
first ones were very fun but weird, and I wish I could have released them. And that's
You don't have them at all, though, right?
Nah, they got
No.
erased.
maybe
They're gone.
maybe if I could
That-
get someone to
And
work
that's
on the
episode
CPU.
-2 and -1.
you see, and that's like my
Technically,
that's
they're
my
still there.
problem is like
They're-
you're
yeah.
like you're so attached to those first few ones, and I understand
Because those are the
because
special ones.
because
That was
those
the groundbreaking.
because those were
Yeah.
fun. Those were really fun. But it doesn't matter because we have a number one. Like it may not be the best number one, but it's a number one. And it doesn't really matter where they all are, because we can always reference, hey, if you want to hear episode 1 through I think it's like in the 20s, go ahead and go back to our YouTube. We have a playlist there. Go ahead and check it out.
I thought
So
YouTube
it all
was the
kind
thing
of
they
feeds
always
each
use.
other. It really doesn't matter.
But then you have to go. Oh, what about SoundCloud? Like our first episode of SoundCloud was like episode 20 something.
See,
And again,
you're caring about the media you released it on, not the simple fact.
Because that's how people listen.
But-
People,
I thought they listened through fucking YouTube.
no, that's the reason we put it on iTunes and SoundCloud. So people's like, I don't want to have my minutes or stuff running on YouTube. They're like, can you make it more accessible? And I was like, sure. I did my homework.
But
I studied and I found what was the best thing that people have all around.
and the
us.
thing
Did
is,
you get a smiley face?
I did.
and
I
the,
still
yeah,
don't know
and that's
what,
the thing is like
SoundCloud is.
either way they're there. If like it's not really our problem to say like we're gonna upload episode 1, because now if we do that, it fucks up everything. It'll fuck up the way that iTunes shows it, because it's gonna be episode this like 91, and if we uploaded issue 1, it would be 91 then 1, and then 92 and or like 1 through whatever.
It just makes my
So-
point that numbers are messy.
Well, but it doesn't matter. Like, what does it matter? People, I think that this podcast in general is much more a laid back podcast, because we don't have we don't reference things from the past hardly.
And then
Times.
I have another thing.
And we
where,
don't have a soundboard where you could put cool fucking effects in there, like.
That's another thing. I told people, I told people about the podcast, right?
Mhm.
And they're like, "What episode are you in?" It's like, "Oh, we're about to get to our 100th episode." And then they listen and they tell me, "It's like, you know, you would think 100 episodes you would do more or have like more of the sound effects and stuff.
Yeah.
They would think you would be like out there more." I was like, "Doesn't seem that long ago since we started, so." My
What?
education hasn't gotten there. He's like,
We're lazy 100.
he's like 100.
Fucking, let's just be honest.
But because, well,
Episode 100 is just gonna be all.
yeah, yeah. Or I'm gonna buy a fucking. I'm gonna buy a MIDI.
Nobody
fucking,
can even.
Another one.
Pad.
Another one.
Nobody
another
can even
one,
finish a
another
sentence.
Exactly.
You're gonna be like the radio station. This is the Grimworks
Yeah.
podcast.
Grimworks.
All of a sudden, you're gonna start having contests.
Yeah, exactly.
We're giving away hot Cheetos and cheese from RJ's.
a fucking classic here in San Antonio.
You know what though?
Big Red, it's Sunday. You ready for that big
You seen
Red?
that bag at HEB? It's got an avocado, a Big Red, and tortillas. What the fuck? We're giving it away.
Hell yeah.
To be
You want a
honest,
Selena
though,
bag? 2 fucking bags.
to be honest, we tried that and it failed.
Yeah, like
We bought like stuff for the comic podcast to give away. No one entered.
well, the comic podcast is very different though, because that one.
Warhammer one seemed to be working all right.
Well, that's
It changes. It's because it changed format. It's been back and forth and stuff. Like the first, the video was weird.
We
It
be
was
non-consistent.
yeah.
our.
It didn't get consistent until we turned it into a podcast because
Yeah.
it wasn't a podcast before. It was actual just video, and it felt like I don't know, something about the camera being in front of you make things so different
Oh yeah.
than just having a mic in front of you. And then we had the whole red tape. Of
So you
what-
go. I'm telling you, there's a camera in front of me. I'm telling you, there's a camera. I'm telling you, the comic.
Yeah, and then YouTube has so much red tape of what you can show, what you can play, stuff like that. And I go, you know what, miss? I said, fuck that. Let's just do a podcast on SoundCloud, and we could review the comic how we want, cursing and all that. Because they're like, oh, you're gonna put comics, you can't curse, you can't show much of the comic, you can't have them. And I was like, you know what,
I
Roman?
did that. I think I don't know if I told it on here, but I did review comics one time. And then this lady trashed me. And I was like, I'm never going to do this ever again.
You broke my little heart.
It sucked. They gave me like a Donald Duck book to review or something like that. And I gave it my all. I was like, all right, I'm going to...
Did you
Oh,
keep
was
it?
that for work?
It was for an actual website. This guy had me writing for the website.
Oh,
But it wasn't his fault necessarily. He didn't get to pick what he got early either. Like, you only get what you get early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had to pass them out, and he was like, hey, Nathan, this week you've got, like, Donald Duck number 12 or something.
It was
And I was like,
quack-tastic.
fuck. But I tried my hardest, and I was like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write 2 reviews. I'm going to write an adult review, like I'm me, and then I'm going to write a review for a kid.
That's the thing. I was about to ask you. Did you do a kid
Yeah.
review?
So I was like the adult in me, and I wrote all this, and I spent a lot of time on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I only got one comment on that review, and it was like an older lady, and she was like, "If you think these are for kids, you're a joke." Blah, 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 blah. And she was just ripping me apart.
Did you tell her to read?
Huh?
Read my kids review, lady.
Yeah, she was like, "I'm an adult and I like these books," and, blah, and I was like, "Oh man, I don't
Well,
wanna do
you're a fucking moron.
Yeah.
You should have just fucking got back.
Were you telling people
Boy.
that Donald, did you review it like if older people like Donald Duck, it was dumb?
No, I didn't really like that at all.
Oh, okay, so she just.
I was
chose
like,
to tear you apart.
I'm 25 years old and I'm trying to read Donald Duck and it's fucking hard.
It is hard.
It's boring.
We tried to review Underdog, and I was like, damn, because you have stuff like the Tom King stuff I've been loving.
Mhm.
The story's so good. You can't read that and like read Underdog and be like, man, Underdog is like,
Well,
Never fear Underdog.
because
Yeah.
a lot of those comics like that for kids, they're not even like a Pixar movie. Like at least a Pixar movie, you go and you're like, oh man, this is enjoyable. Well, it's a good story, but that comic is simply like Donald, quack. You turn the page and you're like,
Let's quacky some more.
fucking die, Donald.
the quacks never end.
Yeah.
So,
You know what? Before we move on, comments actually do something to
Well,
make
that
you,
one-
work harder.
Normally I didn't care, but that one in particular, it was like, I was trying to write reviews and stuff, and then I think this is even before I worked at Heroes and Fantasies. And but that one in particular, I was like, I was really mad that I was like, man, why do I always gotta do like fucking Donald Duck? This is bullshit.
Duckweed.
But I was like, you know what?
Chippendale.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna be like, okay, you know what? I didn't really like this book, but I have my godson. I think he probably would, and this is why. Blah blah blah. But and then
As an adult,
Yeah.
think this is horrible.
And then the adult was like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
I read it. I'm 36 years old.
well, you're fucking sad.
Yeah, like when everybody comments on the podcast, love it.
Mhm.
But on the comic podcast, we had Trent sent a really good email that made me want to work even harder to bring out the content, because he was like, "Hey guys, you have given me some good stuff so I could pick up and read." And it's like, thanks. It's like, this is the reason I listen to the podcast, so I can know what comics to read or something along the lines like that, right?
Those are just inspiring words from a handsome man.
That's what it was. It was inspiring. It makes you want to work that much harder. Makes you want to review the comics that much. So, because turns out people actually listen. It's weird, right? Because we do this from our office.
yeah.
Because I know people that have podcasts, like a studio and stuff like that. But, I don't know, this seems a little more...
Well, eventually, it would be nice to get to that point. But, I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of...
We're broke.
a lot of people that do comment, who we love, are friends. I want to see the people that, like, you meet, or, like, that you meet, because I don't...
I mean, they're technically still friends because I recognize them and they recognize me. And I was like, hey!
Yeah, but are you, like good friends with them?
Acquaintance.
You're
Acquaintance.
acquaintance.
Acquaintances.
Okay,
They
but, like...
were this way. They were, when I worked at Heroes, there were customers that came in that I just had built a good repertoire with. Not just in selling, but, when fucking we're just chilling and whatnot, we talk and whatnot. Partied with them once or twice. And that's it. We just see them just whenever they come and play.
Yeah, I just want to see, like, I would love to see more comments and
True, I mean...
They don't allow those fucking middle graders to
it's
comment
true.
on this shit.
We're real popular with
Gus
with
Garcia.
with Gus Garcia middle school students.
Remember, that was another
Especially
thing.
when they're like, wait, man, are your uncle's really going to give out fucking hot Cheetos and cheese? What's up?
That was another thing I hate about YouTube. Turns out they were thinking some of our comments were spam. So they didn't let us read them.
Yeah, YouTube has a weird algorithm for comments. If you put, like, weird shit in there, it'll just automatically, like, nope, it's spam. If you reference another thing, if you reference, like, your channel, like, oh, I'd like to do, like, a self-promotion, here's my channel, it'll automatically block it. There's weird shit that happens like that all the time.
But I like this. I like this because it's fun. It feels like a hobby. It feels like we could just bullshit. I think if I had a studio where I have to generate money to pay for the studio, I think it would
Have a lot
change.
more.
I think it would change the podcast. It would make it less fun because you have to have advertisement. You have to have things you can't say. All the red tape comes with actually making money. Unless they like you for, like, if advertisers be like, sure, put our product up and you don't have to change anything. But then I realized we started this conversation talking about titties.
Yeah. This guy's
And
real fucking edgy, man.
But good.
We like edgy here at Edgy Incorporated.
So,
we're a knife sharpening.
You know what else is edgy? Our sharp knives, $12.99 for a 6-piece.
Oh, but I would absolutely love if we had sponsors where we can do actual commercials. Because I think I would fucking put in like every ounce of
I remember you wanted
anything.
to do that. We could be like Death Battle, bro. Hashtag Death Battle. Watch it if you can.
I told Mark I'm just gonna start sending emails to all these weird companies.
Blue Apron, bro.
He's like, hey,
yeah, we're
Preparation
fat.
H.
We like food.
I want
Like-
to lose weight, maybe.
Like Preparation Age, we have a weird podcast. You want to sell your stuff on it?
Oh my
Or
God.
Vagisil? Or all these weird things that you don't associate, you know?
Dear Gold Bond, my feet stink.
Exactly. But with you, they alright. They standable.
Damn, we just made like fucking 4 advertisements right there.
Yeah, no, fuck y'all. You pay us.
The company that
I
makes
don't
those
care.
diabetes wrap things.
Yeah.
Oh, the compression
socks.
He's like, compression sucks.
Oh, diabetic Roman here.
We have a diabetic.
Bitch, you're pre-diabetic.
Nigga, I still ain't in there.
He's like-
gets it off.
The bitch,
My
if you don't fucking change your goddamn eating habits.
You have diabloodzies.
Oh, that was B plus.
I hope you get that checked out. I hope you get that checked out.
You can see his face, the delivery.
You know, I don't know how you deliver B plus so good. I've been trying to steal it from you.
B plus, bro.
So it's just the way, like you say it. I think it's the way. Like,
I mean, you can't steal something that's been copyrighted. You know what I
because
mean?
I tried using B plus today in a conversation. They're like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, first of all, it seems like an inside joke unless you listen to the podcast.
Exactly.
And
No, but
second of all is, he's sincere about it. You kind of forced it on there. You're
No.
like a kid who saw a TV show and you're just like,
You're autistic.
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole thing is, someone asked me, "Is like, how you been?" I go, "B plus, bro." What does that mean? Is
Fuck
that good?
you.
Is that good? That's bad.
I don't want
And then I have to explain, you know, like it's good, but it could be better.
Yeah.
But
You
it's
see,
not as bad.
but here's the thing.
Yeah.
When Nate says B plus, it's just
They
fucking
just
on.
know. Yeah,
they just know.
You just know.
Like, how's your day going? B plus.
B plus, bro.
See? See?
So
and I think it's a white thing.
probably. So what was the
Yeah,
second
it's
thing
not
you wanted to bring
threatening.
up?
What does B plus mean from a Mexican?
I've been still trying to get a
Burrito
catchphrase.
plus what?
I've been trying to make a catchphrase or something to stick for cities that could make like shirts or something.
But like,
Grr, grr, grr,
Grr,
grr.
grr, grr.
yeah,
Wolfman Jack virus.
Wolfman Jack virus.
It's just about not trying to find anything negative, trying to see the positive, but realizing that,
You're dying slowly inside.
yeah, pretty much.
I told you, dude, I won't put B plus on the shirt because I want to have something to give to the people that actually comment and listen and be like, hey man, look, they actually. Plus, it's great advertising to have a shirt out.
You got it right there. Fuck, hate that boy.
Hate that boy.
It's true. We do say that a lot.
Maybe the Wolfman Jack virus got us.
Yeah, the Wolfman Jack virus. I think is funny, but we have to have somebody that does like a actual like Wolfman Jack techno thing, so that we can put the speech bubble.
Yeah, dude, man, I wish I could be an artist. That's like one thing I wish I had like a talent is to draw, because I have so many goddamn ideas in my head, and then I tried
You
I
can
drawing.
tell them to people and they will draw them.
Yeah.
I tried.
mean,
It's for a commission.
You know who we could ask that does want to get back into art is Trent.
Yeah.
Trent, I think, can do a pretty good Wolfman Jack.
That guy does already a lot for us, though. He gives all the comments and emails and all the good feels.
Makes us feel funny in our pants.
Like I had an idea.
Not my pants.
I had an idea for
Your pants.
our logo for one of the other podcasts, and I started drawing it. And my niece was next to me. She's like, "What are you drawing?" And I told her ideas. Like, I think I could draw that better for you. And I was like, "Nope, no, thank you." Put it up and I put it in the trash. I was like, "Nope." Trying to get an artist.
She's like, oh, I could totally do better. You
Probably.
suck.
Oh, she's a really good. I like the way she draws.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. But
Second-
asshole.
our we do have somebody that does the city logo and did a couple of things for us.
She's
Summer.
a really good artist.
Yeah, Summer did a few things there.
at Instagram or something like that.
Yeah, I'll find that out once I get my phone, which I left at home.
Yeah. I think
no, I don't have Instagram.
she's a great artist and stuff, but she has a lot of work.
She has a job.
Yeah, sometimes
She has a career.
She does a lot of commissions besides ours.
Yeah.
And sometimes I
God
think
damn.
that
You haven't seen her Twitch thing?
Mm-mm.
no
Ooh, she does,
I don't know what.
She does a lot of like
live
portrait
art.
for animals. So it's the type that takes time to fucking draw in all the hairs and shit. It looks pretty good.
She's
It
a really
looks
good
really
artist.
good.
Yeah, I remember she was. Really
Sometimes
good.
I think it's just me bothering people, being like, "Hey man, can you draw this for me?" Even if I do pay them.
It helps if you give them money. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm okay with paying artists.
You gotta have a self-centered type of thing and think you're never bothering anybody. They owe you. Boom.
I just don't know how to put
Just
my
like this.
ideas into words. Be like, "Hey, this is what I want." I always jumble shit up. But anyway,
Then-
Again, it's because
I
he
don't think
doesn't
your problem would
enunciate.
be in drawing then either, because if you can't put them in words, I don't know how you can put them in drawings.
I have a lot of issues with it. But anyway,
Fuck
they,
you, Nate.
That was a B plus
I'm turning
answer.
it. I'm turning it all D plus now. It's all going.
what was the second thing you wanted to bring up? man?
I think there was something else, but I can't remember. I think one of them was one of them was just me and Roman were talking about. Man, how cool would it be to do like I know that other people have it, but like a role playing podcast type of thing.
That was supposed to be our D&D stuff.
Yeah, but then we came to the same conclusion we always do, which is like you gotta have a dungeon master who's like.
Is there other role-playing things where you don't have to have a dungeon master, just us?
No matter what, you gotta have someone who says like, you
can
turn
tell.
left and you see a dragon.
Because another idea
Well-
I had was like read a comic or a book and have someone do the voices for each character, and each episode would be a different comic, and everybody have like a different voice, and we just get to it.
Like, cause I've always wanted to like make my own. Because the one thing that's like frustrating, I think we were talking about that the other day. It's frustrating to me about D&D is like you'll be like, okay, well I want to be like a Batman or a werewolf. They'll be like, no, you can't. There's nobody in the book like that. And you're like, I thought this is all imagination. Like, what the
So you just want to make a game where you could just be whatever you want?
Yeah, you be whatever you want.
Actually,
You'd be like, you know what?
copyright.
Right now,
Actually, Gravity Falls did that.
I turn into a shark. Roll for bite.
Okay, well,
Why can't you do that?
Okay, well, you just want to be a shapeshifter.
Oh man,
My creativity here is lacking, but like, I keep
that's-
turning into
Because I'm like, I
animals.
want to be a werewolf and Batman, but I also want to turn into a shark at some points when I'm near water.
when I'm near water. Yeah.
Hey, how about that though? That's how you start the game. Everybody's a changeling, like a shapeshifter, and you have to roll in order to become a shark or not.
Yeah.
Because your
Well-
magic's not there yet.
I'm just saying, it's always like you got to follow the path, and it's whatever, and like,
Well, I mean, the thing is, all these games are already done. Like,
Yeah.
you have to either play within the
but
bounds
then
that
it's,
they
like,
give you.
So fucking hard to try and come up with your own rules.
It's true. I tried to make a card game
That's why
that was
Steve
very
Jackson
hard.
has that fucking cornerstone on almost everything, dude. That nigga's got his hands in everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been trying to work on the role playing podcast. I think
The
it'd be very
the
fun.
thing with D&D is we severely underestimated, like, oh, we could totally read these books and like get every information, but it gets super granular, and I'm like, I can't fucking do this. It's so detailed, and they give you so many examples that you would have to be a dungeon master for a good while.
Yeah,
So
well,
that's-
Because you have to. What I'm saying is, a lot of times you have someone you have to be like, you'll be like, okay, you walk into this door, and there's like treasure hanging from a rope, and then people will be like, okay, I'll roll to investigate. Why can't I just be like, I shoot a bow and arrow through the rope?
And then you set up a trap.
Yeah,
You set up a trap.
I mean,
like
yeah,
Indiana
but-
Jones style.
You can.
but either way, and I heard somebody else talking about that too, and that's what always frustrated me when I would try to play D&D. I'd be like, all right, well, I found a sword. No, you didn't. Well, what does it matter?
Well, the whole thing is like the dungeon master is God,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter what you
I guess
want
for
to
us, and it's specifically me, we'd have to have a dungeon master who could be like, Okay, Roman just did something. I have to tear these 3 pages and start improvising. Okay, let's go. So now you're here.
Well, that just takes like somebody that's good at improv.
I guess so.
Like somebody that can think of like.
And or patient.
Yeah.
Oh, you found a sword? Cool.
What? It would be
There's
a lot.
like 12 ants on there.
It would be.
My weakness. No, specifically the number 12. It's over 10.
That would make the podcast more entertainment and more fun that way.
Yeah.
It's like, the Dungeon
And then-
Master lost his book.
Yeah.
And he had to improv anything until he finds his book.
But it's tough because you gotta have that book to know, like,
Exactly.
make it a little
It's like a porn mag on the corner.
Sweet.
But my other thought was, and this is a really stupid thought. Even
No
thinking
thoughts
about
are
it now.
stupid.
But
Unless they're
I was
they're
thinking about-
Tonys.
it's the City Podcast. I know that's an acronym, but what do you guys have going for you?
We're fat.
You're people from San Antonio, specific place.
Uh-huh.
You know, what did we used to do? We used to hang outside and play games.
Mhm.
People, sometimes a drunk person comes up, you talk to him for a minute.
Yeah.
Sometimes Juan comes out, you high five him.
Mm-hmm.
For 12,
Like, why not
12
have some
hours.
episodes sometimes where we're sitting outside and you just see what happens?
Just take it an adventure episode.
Yeah.
Because it would be.
Skills is real, bro.
Because it would be.
Well, I
just-
mean, we can get citronella candles.
Yeah, but then that's the flavor of, that's the one thing y'all have that nobody else has.
See, that's another thing we
On
tried.
the
We
go,
tried.
on the go.
That's,
Fucking-
you were talking about how you like being laid back and stuff, and you wouldn't like the studio and stuff. Why not take it farther?
and go outside.
Yeah, just be outside and be like, oh,
'Cause we-
some drunk guy's passing by. What's up, dude?
Because
Our drunk favorite.
Oh yeah, we were gonna
What
go
not-
there.
Or
We were
there's
gonna
gunshots.
go there
Hey,
for-
Bow, bow, bow. Did we get shot? Let's
dang
check.
it, we have a contest. How many? When's the gunshots gonna stop? Tony 3, Eric 2. Oh, it was 2.
Yay! Johnny turned to fucking Charlie. Shooter, don't shoot.
I gotta.
How long
It's
before
in
you
my
hear
name.
the
Everybody
sirens pass?
repeated. Shooter, don't shoot.
Okay, gunshots.
Shooter, don't
Start the
shoot.
stopwatch. Over under on 60 seconds before the police come. Over.
It's always over.
Yeah.
You gotta do it in hours.
Well, that's another thing we were working on. We were gonna live stream our game nights, but then it started just being us hanging outside, just talking and smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like game nights turned into like, oh, we don't have enough games to really play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with
I would buy a couple games.
you were saying like, oh, like card games are super visual where you have to see the cards
Yeah.
unless we're like reading off the cards, and then, but then people will forget.
I'm telling
So-
you, if you tried to stream that Lord of the Rings fucking game, you would
Yeah.
only have people watching to
I-
comment about why are they streaming this game.
I completely understand.
I don't know
that.
what's happening. I can't see the cards.
That's why.
At least Magic has Marshall Sutcliffe telling me what the cards do.
So we
See,
need color commentators.
That's the thing,
And then the
though.
color commentary on the Lord of the Rings game would be real boring.
Yeah, it would be me being like,
He turned
oh,
the
shit.
card sideways.
Oh my god.
Roman, what do I do here?
Bring out Gandalf. Gandalf
Yeah.
always wins it.
Yeah. you gotta try to get the. Okay, it looks like he's going for the fucking Gandalf trick.
Looks like he's going for it. Fucking John, do it! Nah, I'm gonna be Gimli. I'm just gonna swing with my axe.
Exactly. Nobody knows how to play that game because I just basically tell you, like, just do this, just do this. So in essence, I just keep playing the game
It's
by
just like
myself
myself.
with other people holding the cards.
Remember the second time we played and we won? I go, hey, Roman, did we win? He's like, yeah, we won. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
And yeah, that's the whole thing. Is like none of y'all are like invested in like that universe. So I'm the only one that's like, fuck yeah, we killed a fucking troll, and you're like, what happened?
I'm not sure. I just attacked that I gave some of my loyalty points to people.
You know what it is, though? I
Okay.
think it's my lack of education. I have a lot of ideas I want to do because, you know, we're a weird enough group that I think we can make almost anything entertaining. Like all the nerd stuff, at least, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say.
But I don't know how to record it and put it out there. Like I'm lacking equipment, and I'm lacking like
Knowledge.
editing skills to make stuff look cool.
You gotta do what.
Like the comic podcast would be a lot pretty cool.
Watch
Like,
stuff
put,
on
like,
YouTube.
Illustrations out of the stuff we're reading and shit like that.
I bet you right now, if you typed into YouTube editing software, there'd be like 8,000 videos that are like,
You know
I'm gonna
what's
show
funny?
you how to edit.
Star swipe.
Here we go.
Star swipe.
Star swipe.
Hell yeah, who doesn't like good star swipe?
You know what's funny? I paid I paid for the editing software, like the expensive one. It was like close to $200. I'm using the free one because it was a lot easier to use, but it's limited.
Listen, I'll tell you. When I started like my band, for example, it was me doing the recordings. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but they came out okay. But Nolan, just by watching YouTube videos and like talking to people and getting equipped, he recorded our CD. I think our CD sounds pretty good. Whether you like the music or not was whatever, but I think it sounds pretty good. And we did that by ourselves at his house.
I'm surprised how many people do that. I was talking, you know who Lil Mikey is, right?
Yeah.
I know he was so many bands and he actually recorded demos, and I was like, it was just simple. You just need someone to know how to record. I was like,
how does he have so many bands if he doesn't go out at night?
he does. He actually has a lot of garage.
See,
He has a lot of garage bands.
It was all day stuff, and he could do stuff
I
in the day.
gotcha. Because like once fucking it gets dark outside, he just doesn't want to do
He
anything.
bitches out.
Yeah.
For example, I'm gonna put him
Fuck
on
you,
blast.
Mikey.
I'm gonna put him on blast right now.
No, don't do that. But
Fuck you, Mikey.
Shut down.
some of the music is really good though.
Okay.
The singers are the ones that are lacking, but the actual music was really good. But then again, I don't like that heavy screaming shit.
Yeah.
On blast. We all hung out at the pub, which we haven't done in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, I let him know pretty much a week in advance. He's like, hey, we're going to meet up. I know you're going to get feelings if you fucking find out that we went and that you didn't go or get invited. So I was like, you down to go? He's like, hell yeah.
See, but that was bad on you because it was bad timing.
It was
You
good
chose
timing.
a day before everybody has to be at work for like 15 hours.
For a miserable day.
For a
It's
miserable day.
but you get to go
You
there
see, you
hungover.
you forget you don't work at the comic shop no more, and half the people you're gonna meet didn't work at the comic shop.
Yeah, and they all met up.
No,
Except for 2 people.
and they probably just left like after an hour.
Yeah, I mean, fucking, one of them got there when I got there, and we hung out. He hung out in there for a good amount of time.
Honestly, I thought I was gonna be there for like an hour because I didn't think I was gonna drink. I was like, I don't feel like drinking.
You were having those nice gin and tonic.
And then I had fucking some gin and tonics. I was fucking refreshed, and I was getting a little bit loose, and I was like, woo!
Dude,
And then I was making fun of fat white girls that were going, oh my god,
We're having like
I saw stupid kid with like a weird septum fucking nose thing.
I wanna
people are
slap him.
piercing some weird
Bam,
shit
bam.
nowadays. We had like a 30-minute conversation of why tonic water is not just called soda, like 7-Up. Why would you just get gin and 7-Up?
Thinking about it now.
I mean, it's club soda.
It's like tonic water. Isn't it just soda? It's like 7-Up. It's like, no, Tony. It's like, tastes like 7-Up.
But then, like, I didn't
tried
want,
a gin and tonic.
but I didn't want 7-Up because like it's syrupy, and then with the gin, it wouldn't be refreshing. I'd
But
still
then
be like,
then you had like a squeeze of lemon, so it just turns to 7-Up.
but it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
What's that? 7 and
Fucking
7?
7-Up is not.
Oh,
7 and
that's
7 is
secret,
7
that's
up
not
and Seagram
gin,
7.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's whiskey, right? Is that
I believe
whiskey?
so.
It's like shitty whiskey.
Hey, it tastes good though.
It tastes okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised you actually had a fun time with the social event.
I honestly wouldn't mind going back, maybe in a month.
Listen, you get 4 drinks deep, you're gonna have fun. You gotta
Exactly.
get at least 4 drinks deep.
You
Though.
just had to find a watering
first one
hole.
was
Anytime I'm gonna go to
The
a
first
bar,
one was free.
my order is always the same.
Cranberry
What
and
did you
vodka.
I go to the bar and I go, can I have 2 shots of vodka and a cranberry and vodka? And then I go shot, and then I drink my drink.
And
I
you
understood
relax.
why people like cranberry and vodka.
It tastes good.
I was actually explaining it to them.
Okay,
I'm very
yeah, go
wrong,
for it.
apparently. But what is cranberry juice good for?
Antioxidants.
Like your kidneys and your liver.
Yeah.
If your pee-pee's burning, what do you drink?
Cranberry juice.
So I figure alcohol, bad for that stuff. Mix it with cranberry juice, cancels it out.
B plus.
So you're trying to cancel out your drink by
Yeah.
drinking.
Well, not the alcohol part, but I'm trying to cancel out
The
the,
bad
damage
stuff.
part. Yeah.
The damage I'm doing to my body, I'm trying to
Yeah.
revert.
I told her I don't like fruit juices with liquor.
You don't like a lot of things.
But then we
You don't like yourself.
It's true.
Do you like fruit sodas?
Yeah.
Damn.
You see, that's why I draw
Yeah,
a
but I'm
lot.
black though.
I thought you was Mexican.
Both.
He's got a gnarly sweet tooth.
Yeah, he does. That is true.
Like strawberry sodas,
Don't leave
I don't like
don't
a
leave
sesame
besides to
soda.
this nigga.
What
Like
what
grape soda, orange soda.
Okay, you're
stuff like
completely
big-
black.
Stuff like Big Peach
You
or
want some
that
chicken?
pineapple or even apple soda. I was like, dude, doesn't taste good. It's
I
not
love
soda.
apple soda.
Yeah, well, you're fat, so
I can
don't drink it.
I like them.
Coke's the only way it'd be. And Big Red, because Big Red is its own flavor.
It's cinnamon.
It's its own flavor.
It's cinnamon.
It's its own flavor.
Or a Welch's grape soda in a glass bottle.
God damn.
You're
Let
like
me tell you what, he starts smoking menthol.
Yeah,
he
you're-
has a kid, he leaves.
you're like a black guy from Alabama. I don't know why. You're like specifically Welch's. I need a Cools. I need a Newport.
I never
So
liked menthols though.
I
Oh, I'll
like-
tell you this though. You might find this funny. That thought it was funny. Although now I built it up. But it never happened to me. I was just a random thought. It never happened to me before. Me, Nolan, and his wife and their kid, we went to go see Avengers, right?
Mhm.
And as I'm walking up to the theater, I'm smoking a cigarette, and this woman with like 3 teeth came up to me, and she goes, "Hey, you got another cigarette?" And I genuinely didn't. I don't like to smoke around. I was like walking away from them. I try not to smoke around
People.
Andrew.
Yeah, they're looking.
Yeah. Especially because he's at the age now where his parents are starting to tell him, like, hey,
Smoke.
never smoke, don't smoke. They both quit smoking.
Oh, okay. Good for them.
But either way, she comes up to me. She's like, hey, you got another cigarette? I'm like, I normally do. I'm not trying to be mean. They're literally in my truck.
You know, something tells me that's the way he said it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
For sure.
Generally
He's the
nice
only
guy.
person I know that he apologizes to giving trash, not having shit for trash people.
Either way. So I'm like, no, I genuinely don't. I'm sorry. And, then I take another drag, and she's like, well, let me get that one then. Let me get the ends on that. And I was like, what?
And if you're not a smoker, if you know anything about the fucking butt end of a fucking cigarette,
Well,
it's
you know,
gross.
I've seen people at St. Philip's look into the ashtrays, and anything they had a little bit over the butt, it was smoke.
But
Well,
it's
either way, I just told her, I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm still smoking the cigarette right now. And she was like, okay. And she walked away.
so indignant.
It's like, what happened? I was gonna suck your dick.
I was just like, man, she was so quick with it too. I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, they're in my truck. I'm not trying to be mean. I normally give you
told her that, did she? Was
immediately,
breaking in there.
well, let me get that one. Let me get the ends on it. Damn.
No, lady, no.
Yeah.
Oh, if you ever had a refry cigarette, that's fucking trash.
yeah.
If you were another person, what you should have done is like, yeah, and you just flick it away and watch her go chase it.
Ugh.
Get it, bam.
It's like I
Should
never
just
like
fucking put her
sharing-
out
I
on her
felt bad,
cheek.
though. I felt bad. I should have. I had a quarter in my pocket. I should be like, no, but here, go get yourself a Lucy.
But
People
not
still sell Lucy's?
Yeah.
I'm sure people do. Yeah.
Like a gas station
Yeah.
or something like that? You can be
gas station. Very few gas
I think it
stations
has
sell,
Anything with
sell
the Indian
Lucy.
person, they'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. Understand anyone? I think they would.
I don't think they sell. I mean, like take picnic. That's like fucking Uber. Fucking.
They have Lucy's there.
Do they have Lucy's there?
Yeah, because they have a lot of bombs outside.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No.
You know what? I don't like sharing sodas when they're like half empty.
I don't like sharing sodas. Period.
Fuck you.
I have a lot
I'll
of
just buy you a soda.
I have a lot of nieces and my brothers like fucking just like whatever you're drinking, take a drink out of it. I was like, no, because once it gets like half point, you know,
No,
half of that is
The
back
flu
off.
season was like real bad this year.
Yeah.
Now I know why.
It's probably gonna be
No.
worse next year.
And I never like sharing cigarettes or cigars. Like
What?
well, when John's like, you want to taste that? I was like,
Well,
okay. I'll
John
take
fuck,
like one puff.
John fucking like gnaws on it like a fuck, like he's in the 50s, so he's like gnawing
That's
on it.
what
It
my
has all,
grandpa did.
it has all this fucking spit, and I'm like, I don't want any
Yeah,
of this.
I lit the shit out of cigarettes.
Well,
and
my
I was
grandpa-
like, I don't want to share that.
My grandpa quit smoking cigars, but he would still chew them all the way down to the nub.
I've seen people
I
do
mean,
that.
would he eat it?
I guess. I don't know.
No, spit it out.
My
I mean,
grandpa
it
didn't talk
becomes-
very
it
much.
becomes
Fair
like
enough.
I don't think he ever said 2 words to me. I told that to my mom the other day. She's like, I don't think Dad's dad ever said 2 words to me. And she was like, it was like that the whole marriage.
Jesus.
And I was like, oh yeah, well, World War II, that
He was like,
shit fucks you up.
Did he just like? Did he even like give you a nod? Like,
He'd be like, hey Nathan, like that from the couch.
I mean, that's 2 words.
I remember when the O.J. Simpson trial was going on. I don't think I
came
saw
alive.
him get up from the couch.
That's when he became alive.
Well, no, I never saw him get up.
Yeah, my boy.
He was invested in the OJ
Yeah,
case.
like that whole summer vacation when we were there, he was just sitting watching the O.J. Simpson trial.
Oh, that's smart, Cochran.
Yeah.
The glove don't fit. You must quit.
Random thought. I don't know why.
I bet you he had a lot of interesting stories too.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Probably. Wouldn't share him. We wouldn't speak two words to me, motherfucker.
He was part of the winning team back in World War.
That's right. It was probably back-to-back World War
WWE.
champs.
See, that's why I like talking to old people because I bet you they have some.
I
interesting
killed
stories.
58 Krauts.
Dang.
60 Japs.
This is gonna be a total U-turn, and I'm sorry, but I did mention Avengers. Did y'all talk about Avengers?
Yeah, we do.
Well, I
A
just had
little bit.
this little thought.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now between Guardians of the Galaxy, and it really makes me. It doesn't make me mad or anything, but between Guardians of the Galaxy,
It doesn't make me mad, but I'm a little angry.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and now Avengers: Infinity War, right? That's 3 movies Drax has been in. Has he punched anyone, won a fight, or done anything cool?
In the first one?
No, the first one he won no fights. He got his ass kicked by Ronan.
In the
They really
Galaxy
fucked
2,
up that character. I hated that the
In the
way.
Galaxy 2, didn't he punch that star thing?
No, he got inside it. Everyone said he was an idiot. He almost fucked everything up, and then Gamora ends up coming and saving the day.
Yeah, but he
So
thought he thought he had it.
So you like Drax?
Infinity War,
Uh-huh.
he almost ruins everything again.
That was Star Lord.
Yeah, and then they have to knock him out because he's such a dumbass.
Yeah.
Drax?
Yeah,
Oh, that's what.
Really?
yeah.
When they see Thanos,
and he's coming up with a plan to sneak up on him, and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Nah, fuck it, I'm going," and then they have to put him to sleep,
Oh yeah.
and then finally he wakes up again, and then he's like, again, and
He gets
just,
turned into bricks.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
He held down Thanos' foot for a pretty good amount of time.
All right, so his crowning achievement so far
it's holding the foot,
is holding a foot.
and it's funny because in the comics he's like one of the stronger
Yeah,
beings.
he's like the Hulk meets the Punisher. He's like Space Hulk Punisher.
he's supposed to.
He's like a mean, like he's got the attitude of the Punisher,
And in the
but
comics,
he's like as strong as the Hulk, and he's got knives.
and when in the comics he gets to hold one of those gems without
Yeah.
going bye-byes.
And he's called the Destroyer.
Yeah, he's literally supposed to be.
The only thing that got destroyed was his repertoire.
I don't know. I thought I was crazy. I thought maybe you might.
It's because they made Batista the comedy relief of
Yeah.
the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Who would have thought that?
So
You know who's good comedy relief though, and is an ex-wrestler or still a wrestler? Fucking John Cena. You ever seen that movie Blockers?
Mm-mm.
Watch it. It's pretty funny.
John Cena's had some pretty decent roles, and he comes out as a good, decent comedy relief.
Yeah.
Not a comedian, but the way he's like a Dutz, like all.
Sure.
He's a meathead.
He's good in that one movie. That movie with the comedian lady. What the fuck's her name?
The sisters? Yeah, sisters.
The
Oh,
Amy,
Tina Fey and,
the Amy
what's her name?
Schumer one.
Yeah, the Amy Schumer.
Oh, Trainwreck.
yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
She was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty funny. Yeah, it was...
You know who's actually been really good that I binge watch? Cobra Kai.
Oh,
And
is that a TV show or a movie?
it's a YouTube Red TV show.
Huh.
It's 12 episodes. Damn, it's really good. It's really good because it's if you're a fan of the Karate Kid.
No.
Nobody is.
No one is. Damn, that's such a good movie.
It's
Dude,
really
Again,
think
that
about
kid
this.
wasn't. That kid wasn't a badass either. He just did
Yeah.
one little crane kick.
And that's why this show's so good because they explained that the LaRusso, it was an illegal kick, and he shouldn't have won. And then they show the other side, like he explains that he stole his girlfriend, and the restroom when they go after him to beat him up, he's the one that opened the shower where he was rolling up a joint, so he started the fight, and then Mr. Miyagi came out of nowhere and beat up little kids, because they were beating him up. Oh yeah, they explain it. It's a really good show. It's a really good show if you like the Karate Kid because he's
there's
It
like
shows you the true face.
yeah,
Yeah,
it shows you the other side.
Yeah, there's like a 5-minute thing on Facebook that I saw about that and like how the Cobra Kai dude, the blonde dude, like he's supposed to be the antagonist. He's actually the hero in the fucking thing, and the other guys.
I think I saw that.
And
Trash.
then, and he doesn't understand that he thought that the Johnny was the bad guy in the whole Karate Kid. He just had a mess. He had a fucking troubled past too, and no one cared to hear his side of the story, because it was always through Daniel's eyes. And I was like, damn, it makes you really good.
And it
The
also
only
made
thing
him look like a bully.
Yeah, and plus it shows how pussyfied America's become. That's pretty cool.
Also, how it's just hard for a fucking young white man. Straight.
That's really good. If you're
A
a fan of the
cisgendered white
80s,
man.
90s stuff, you're gonna like it. Plus, Plus, you get to see it for free if you join up YouTube Red for that one free month.
Yeah,
Just remember to cancel.
I ain't doing that.
But you binge watch the show and it's really good.
You can find a torrent somewhere.
Yeah, they already have
I'm
it.
pretty sure they do.
If you care that much about that.
But I suggest you at least watch the 2 free shows they give out on YouTube because they show support so they can make another season. Because how it ends, it leaves it open for another season. So, I mean, I'm guessing they go on views and
Are we
watching.
gonna see how that guy who tried to rape the girl in the 3rd movie was actually justified in being like,
She wanted it.
I gave her my heart and she gave me fists.
You're trash.
But if you guys,
It's not me. It's the guy.
Yeah, whatever, trash.
It shows you that the bad guy's actually usually the victim.
Zach Morris is trash.
oh, man, I saw that and I was like, damn, St. Morris might be trash.
Oh, it's not a might. He's trash.
There was a
Slater was the best dude.
They all kind of suck though.
They did the one about the little that old show where the kid had AIDS.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, that's the best of the 90s was a messed up place.
Nice. Hit it hard and hit it raw, bro.
But if you guys
That's how I
watch-
got AIDS.
But if you guys watch Cobra Kai or if you believe that Marvel fucked up Drax, let us know in the comments. And you can always join the comments on youtube.com/Grimworks or join our social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just drop off a comment. Just put for the City Podcast. Let us know if Drax got messed up in Cobra Kai. Is that shit really show? Or Zach Morris is trash? I don't think he was.
Oh, he's
cool
total
kid.
trash.
Yeah.
You could,
That whole show was trash, to be honest with
And
you.
anytime a kid fucking monologues his own life, it automatically makes you think he's better than everybody.
He had freeze powers and was able to break the 4th wall, man.
Again.
You just like, cause it's like the first incarnation of Deadpool.
Probably.
Yeah, it's
But-
trash.
Or now you can always go the old school way and drop us off an email and tell me how with that old school
If
way.
you want to us an email, just like we didn't have this week, go ahead and send it to citypod88@gmail.com. Eric.
citypod88@gmail.com.
Oh, we get to some people
Alright.
that did leave comments.
Yeah, we do have some comments on the good old YouTubes. And first up, it's Clarissa, so you know what that means.
Come on and clamp, and welcome to the jam.
There you go.
There you go. We like it. Clarissa's Clam Jam Power Hour. She only has one comment. I'm assuming she was busy this week.
That's all she needs.
She goes, there wasn't one that was missed, but one episode that was lost when the computer crashed. That's when we had to fill in, I'm assuming.
I'm guessing. Damn, she's been listening for that long.
I guess so. Thanks, Clarissa.
Yo.
You're the...
She's the first one to get a shirt.
Yeah, she'll
That
be the
says,
first
I hate
one.
that boy. It's gonna be Roman's face.
Or B plus. B plus life.
She can have the B+.
That dick was C.
Nah, that dick was F. I know it. don't. If she wasn't so nice, she'd be like, "Oh, he's total. His dick game is fucking weak." But I'll say it.
I thought it was scissoring someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, I thought I was a lesbian. Turns out she was just a really sad dude.
Yeah, I have a really big clit, but that's about it.
Some white clit.
Jesus,
Now we get back to the nitty gritty of Grimworks. Self-deprecation.
That's
and
right.
fucking-
We could sell antidepressant medicine. You ever feel down like Roman does?
just end it. Just like I planned to. Oh man, that sweet ditching back of Bucky's is fucking awesome. But they keep mowing it, and it sucks now. I liked it when it was like overgrown and like I could really like blow my brains out, and you know some squirrels will go in there.
After you eat some Bucky Nuggets too, I found out Bucky Nuggets really good.
Like
Just
chicken
stay away
nuggets
from 'em.
Or like jerky nuggets.
No, it's Bucky Nuggets. It's like corn pops. Pretty much, it's corn pops.
Oh, I never
Pretty
tried.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. They're
Those
really.
things are. It's
They're
fucking
super sweet.
addictive.
But that
But-
was that it for the clam jam?
That was it for the clam
Hey,
jam. So
you, what you gonna do? Hey, you, what you gonna do?
Alright, do we have any more comments?
all right, now we're gonna fucking keep it regs with the prune. All right, so his first comments, gonna make a COD or GAO crossover called God of Duty or Call of War. Wasn't there a Call of War?
Actually, that sounds like a pretty cool title to have.
I think Call of War might have been one. Or am I thinking of Call of Juarez?
You can make a Christian,
think-
yeah.
I think I'm thinking of that.
I think there was a Call of War, but it was the subtitle of the title.
Maybe Call to War would
Dude,
have
they
been.
could make it
probably
like
the
a
title.
Christian game called fucking Duty of God.
Yeah, God of Duty.
You're just throwing holy water on people.
Either that or it
You,
goes,
you
either
heathen!
that or it goes to the Booger Man thing and it's just the guy calls
But-
himself
but
God,
it's
just
not
throwing out
even-
shit.
It's just a reskin of fucking Paperboy. You're riding a bicycle throwing holy water at people.
He's just yelling out sinners and heathens.
Exactly. Hey, I'd fucking play that game now.
Again, copyright.
Fuck yeah, copyright. Fuck you,
Right
Prune.
here,
We took
good old
you took your idea. All right, Prune also says I'm the possum and I got fucked up on Whiskey Town. Yeah, you get fucked up a lot on whiskey, bro. You got.
Whiskey's so good, though.
I've been meaning to tell you, you got a problem.
It's only a problem when it starts getting too bad.
He still shows up to work every day.
Then you got it under control.
Cranberry
Possums?
juice.
Cranberry
Possums are
juice.
garbage.
Nah,
Oh,
possum.
dude,
Fuck
talking
you.
about that. I found out my boss is fucking scared of possums.
What a fucking ridiculous.
Nate, thoughts on possums?
I've never been friends with one.
Okay.
Don't have an opinion.
You've been friends with coons?
But possums.
I was hoping for the B plus.
They got some wrangly teeth.
Yeah, they.
Yeah,
I don't like 'em.
but I mean they're
They
cute.
smell weird when they play dead. I mean, I guess it sells the play dead thing, but
They're cute. Fuck
it's like sweat.
Dynasty Warriors takes place in China. So
Yeah, I said Japan. That
yeah,
was
you
my
said
bad.
Japan.
Yeah,
I think Kazan is actually in Japan.
or Gundam.
The
What?
robot?
They made the Gundam. Yeah, they made the Gundam fucking Dynasty Warriors. Remember we were talking about it?
Either
Well,
way,
yeah, they made a Mobile Suit Gundam version of Dynasty Warriors.
fair enough. And his last comment, Dad of War, LOL. It's fucking awesome, dude. I played like 3 hours. It was fucking awesome.
I've yet to play it, and it got to the point where Nate's like, "You're not gonna play it? Can I borrow it?" It's like, "Go for it, man."
I'm about to play it.
There you go.
Dude, fucking.
He's about to dad
2
a war
weeks from
video.
now, we're gonna find out if we liked it or if we did it.
Yeah, whenever you come back, I want to hear your review so far. Even if it's a review in progress, I want to hear it. But that was Keeping the Regs with the Prune. But yeah, I played some more of that shit. Bro, I fucking took down some gnarly shit.
You know what game I actually want to play it, and I know it was out already. The new Donkey Kong for the Switch.
Oh well, it's not new. I think it's a port.
Is
But
it?
I think it was a Wii game.
The
A Wii U
Surso,
game?
whatever.
Yeah, I think it was a Wii U game
That's cool. I
that
like
they
that.
remastered.
Speaking of Switch, how do you feel about that whole box thing that they showed, where you get to?
Oh, Labo?
Yeah.
I thought it was alright.
It's
I
alright.
mean,
I mean, it's creative. It lets people interact with their system.
it's. I think it's very good for kids, but you're gonna find it really hard to spend $80 on cardboard as an adult.
Yo.
Like
Especially
for
when you lose one of the little pieces.
yeah,
there goes your
and I've
$8.
heard that those there's super small cardboard pieces
Yep.
that once you lose them, it gets really hard to actually complete that thing. So, Labo is fun to say. Labo.
Nintendo's always come up with
Lambo.
creative ways. They've always been outside the box. So
Yeah, they always have.
I'm waiting for the next thing to bring out. But thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
This has been episode 91 of the City Podcast. I have been your host, Tony, and I'm here with
Roman.
and
Nathan.
there you go, B plus.
Your boy Eric.
Hate that boy. And like we say at the end of every podcast, bye.